Hello, GDQ Submission Committee. This is, here on top of my camera, Aragami. This is a blink-focused stealth game where you play as Aragami, the Shadow, and there's not much to say about it, so we'll go ahead and get ready to do it in 3, 2, 1, go. Go. Hitting escape and not tilde, which is my split key. Okay, so this first level is pretty straightforward. You wake up, you have no memories, standard game protagonist stuff, and you learn that, oh no, lights in the level hurt you. So you can see the essence on the back of my cape and all around my body draining, and that's what powers my blinks. I'm going to move through this pretty fast, because this level is pretty straightforward. But resetting checkpoint also resets all of my blink energy. And since this is a blink stealth game, they really want me to kill dudes in this. But it is very slow to kill people. And because it not only stops your momentum, but it generally alerts the guards, which I'm going to be alerting the guards a ton anyway, but that's fine. They can chill. Still there. I rebound it. So this unlocks my first skill point in the game. It's going to be shadow creation. And one of the things about this game is that whenever you click through a tutorial, it's going to create a shadow. So I'm going to be trying to aim those in beneficial places. There's actually one place where it's not beneficial. Once again, I'm going to restart checkpoint. Restarting checkpoint, again, I'm going to use it a ton throughout this run. Maintaining blink energy and resetting enemy aggression, very important. I really like the way that Aragami faces off against enemies. I don't like the slowdown, though. That's not cool. Every cutscene refills the blink energy, so my goal is just to blink into cutscenes as fast as possible. Every enemy can one-shot me, but I can also one-shot every enemy. So it's a little bit of a game of cat and mouse, and I absolutely can mash past them, mash to win fast enough if I manage to catch them before they catch me. So, bit of waiting in these first couple levels while we learn lore, learn about blinking, learn why we got this cool raven with us. Alright, I have enough for one blink, which is great. Just need to get past here to there, and then we reset checkpoint. Wait just a little bit. And, there we go. Right, dip into this cave real fast to grab a skill point. And then we finish the level. Right. So this level, you spend a pretty decent amount of time around enemies. I'm not even going to be resetting for blink energy a lot of this. A lot of this is going to be resetting for enemy aggression to go away. Blinking also confuses an enemy as to where you are. I'm going to look up in the sky right here to avoid placing a shadow. That's good because my shadow energy here is very, very limited. I'm basically going to run along here, get enough just in time to blink over here, hide in here for a little bit, and then blink down into this cutscene. It's a double, and this guy comes in, and the game is really saying, okay, yeah, if you're going for a pacifist ghost run, you really got to kill someone here, but I decide not to. So. Picked up the only power I'm going to need, which is invisibility. Invisibility has... It does what it says on the tin. It turns you invisible, but it has a couple of specific things to it that are really nice that I'll get into later. The one thing about alerting enemies, and you just saw it right there before I reset, is that they put a light barrier around the exit. And if you don't kill them... My splits are wrong. We're just going to ignore that. Chapter 4, okay. So if you don't kill the enemies or go, basically get rid of your alert, the light barrier stays there and you can't leave the area. So that's why a lot of the times I'm going to be resetting checkpoint, because otherwise I just can't leave the area. Alright. So we're going to hope and pray that there's not a guard here. Alright, the guard is in a good position. If he's facing me right there, he can see me almost immediately. And this guard is in an even better position. Sometimes he can be right underneath there. I'm not doing any sort of ghost run. Killing dudes is a-okay for me in this run, but I think it's more fun to not. Just need to... There we go. Some of this terrain is a little finicky. And I'll explain the specificities of the category that I'm doing in a later level, but this is new game, no out of bounds. Basically, I'm not going to clip out of bounds and go anywhere the game... I'm going to go some places the game doesn't want me to, but not any place that the game is stopping me from going. Out of bounds, the game doesn't really like you going there. So this guard is in a bad position, so we have to kill him. Unfortunate. See you later. That's the one extraneous kill I do in the entire game. If that guard is specifically in that exact position, I kill him, because otherwise he makes lowering that bridge a real pain. Archers see better than normal guards, I think. I haven't really tested it. I don't really like standing in front of these enemies a lot, but... yeah, they see you really fast. So we're on to the Great Lake. So this is... When I was learning this game for the first time, like 5 or 6 years ago, the New Game Plus category was the only one that existed, and it might still be. I don't know for sure. But it goes out of bounds a ton, and it also uses a lot of really overpowered upgrades. Which, like, upgrades are fine, but basically what it does is it clips out of bounds like, right here after you do that, and just goes back to the beginning of the level and leaves. And that's kind of boring. I wanted a level, I wanted a category where you do a lot more. So, because I think there is a lot of intricacy and stealth to playing a game like this. Even if it is just me face-checking enemies over and over. Alright, so I'm invising a lot here. That guy killed me. Alright, so that's, again, enemies can one-shot me. But I can one-shot them. It's just all a matter of who mashes space first. Alright, so invisibility. You'll see... Maybe you can see the lights on the back of my cape are going downwards while I'm in invisibility. That's to denote how much time I have left being invisible, but it also doubles as my blink energy. So one of the really useful things about invisibility is that when I turn invisible, I immediately, no matter where I am, even if I'm in bright light, have a full blink bar. The downsides to that are when invisibility is running out, I know I can't blink, right? So a lot of this game and the routing that I've done is built very heavily around having invisibility, like chumping out invisibility for as long as I can against these guys so that it runs out at the exact perfect time so that I can blink. Just like that. Alerts in this game are also area-based. So once I get out to here, I'm restarting checkpoint anyway. But even if I hadn't, the enemies out here would not be alerted because, again, it's area-based. Right. There's a guy walking up there, and that's not great. So I just invised. Shadow creation does take... I gotta restart checkpoint here. Shadow creation does take a part of my blink bar to create a shadow that I can jump to. So I try to use it very sparingly, and specifically if I'm in like the end of a if I'm in the end of an invisibility section, then I'll try to shadow creation as my last jump. Here's the checkpoint. Okay. Past this part, it's just. Oh, hey, that's another thing. If you go in water, this kills the shadow. For some reason, I guess shadows can't exist in water. But so now I'm just going back to the entrance to the area and hit this kind of long-range teleport there. And then we're out of there. The end of this level, particularly, is very finicky. I'm not a huge fan. I'm gonna have enough. Swift, that's great. Okay. I promise that's a lot harder than it seems. That blink up there, for some reason the collision up there is super difficult. And it'll just blink you all over the place, throw you off the edge. I keep forgetting that it is tilde and not F1. That is my split key. Alright, so Mausoleum of the Fallen is a hub sort of based world. You got to do this little maze to get in there, although it's, again, I know where I'm going, so not much of a maze. Missed the blink. So once you get into this center area up here, two things occur. One is that it's really difficult to tell what's in shadow and what's in light. The other thing is that I'm going to be resetting checkpoint a ton. So in each area, I have to go in there and destroy one of the orbs of light. My goal is to not alert early here, but ideally I can not alert at all. But you roll with what you get. Resetting too much, obviously not ideal. Okay. 1 down, 3 to go. Okay. So the unfortunate part is now I have to do this area all over again. This area is pretty rough. The other thing is that enemies don't change positions on reset, so that guy's always going to be there. So I'm going to have to expect an enemy waiting for me when I come out of destroying the second orb. Yep. Okay, I'm going to have to use an invisibility here. Ideally, I don't want to use my invisibilities. Not for any specific reason. Using invisibilities is fine, but it does mean I have to recharge them. And that takes a couple seconds. No. Ideally, I don't have to recharge any, but... The other really nice thing about invisibility is that it acts as if you're in shadow the entire time, so you come out with a full blink bar. So unless you immediately start taking a bunch of light damage, you can generally go again. So I have all of my invisibility uses pretty tightly regulated through here. I use one right here to get to the center orb. So I'm going to just restock before I go on, because I plan to use one in this next section. Right here. This one you have to go in through the bottom because the top is blocked by gates of light. Or light barriers. I want to blink behind that guy so he doesn't alert right away. Yep, this is perfect. This is pretty much exactly what I want to have happen. So invis right into the center here. And we're out of there. That part's really nice. It can be a real bear when you're, come on, I'm in shadow. Am I not in? Okay. Again, this, so up here, not in shadow. This little down step, in shadow. Who knows? I did hear something. So this one you have to go in through the top. And there is a sniper watching the first orb. So I invis here, throw him off. And then we're on to the center. And so I have full blink, so I don't need to reset. So this is coming up to a bit of a puzzle section where I have to avoid a bunch of lasers. And if I skip the cutscene and do my blinks fast enough, just like this, then I don't have to deal with the lasers at all. And it is way easier. Yeah, a bit of time lost because resetting Mausoleum of the Fallen is pretty rough because all of those rooms reset individually, but it's fine. This level is very story-based. There's going to be a lot of cutscenes that I'm skipping here, where they talk about, you know, enemies in the game and how they were great or terrible or whatever. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm just going to kind of stall them a bit to dodge all their hits. Over through here. And now I restart checkpoint. Cutscene always puts me off to the left there, which is fine. And then every level always refills my invisibility charges, which is very nice. So blink onto this wall, invis, and blink out. And blinking, when you're invisible, does actually confuse the enemies. They don't quite get a handle on where you are. If they body block you like that, or if they hear you running, they can get a handle on where you are. And again, for some reason, archers are very prescient about knowing where you are even while invisible. But I'm going to be doing my best to avoid them. I actually basically face check an archer coming up right here. And he doesn't do anything about it. I think I hit the checkpoint before he killed me. Yes, pretty nice. Alright, so it restarts me to the beginning of this area, but all of the light barriers are down, so I can just leave. There we go. Alright, so this is a big, wide, spread open area where they put a lot of things next to enemies, and a lot of things you're basically, it's really impossible to get through this level without alerting the guards in any way. But thankfully, one of the things that kind of breaks the scheme in half is being able to reset checkpoint, because it turns off any alerts that are going, so it's way easier. And usually the checkpoint will honestly just put you further into the level. Like that one did back there. So, and viz. Get in. There we go. So if you go out the back here, there's not a lot of enemies. This is a wall they don't really want you to teleport over, but if you go high enough on it, you can get over it. And then, of course, there's a bunch of enemies watching the exit, but just blink past them, and we're gone. This is the first of 2 boss fights in the game. This is against Captain something. Captain Hikaru. You can see how important he is. he is protected by a light barrier that prevents me from jumping on him. Unfortunately, if I stand here and bait him towards me and mash space, I can stab him from above. And I go over here, break his light barrier again. Oh, I want you. Yeah, so guards can kill me while I am breaking his barrier. And that's not great. It means I have to redo the fight. So I need him to come over here. You can see me. Now, come on, buddy. I know you can see me. There we go. I'm gonna invis, just because having another guy kill me while I'm killing the captain is bad. Alright, so he goes in rage mode here, which basically just, he pulls out more guards. I'm gonna use my second invisibility down here. Where did he go? Wait, there he is. Okay. So if I just run up to him and mash space, I beat out his attack, and then I can kill him. Military District is another pretty fast one. Taking slowdown damage from that is not something I wanted to have happen. I'm going to try not to burn invisibility here. Got past it. Nice. Past here, pretty straightforward sequence of just getting through the level fast. There's a light orb up here that I break. That lets me have access to the roof. I could get up on the roof earlier, but you have to break that orb, otherwise this window isn't open. Quick drop down, shadow creation and jump. There we go. The door hurts me, so I try to stay away from the door as much as possible. Right, then I'm going to invis for the quick blinks. There we go. Right. Stone tower. So this is... You go up the stone tower, or the sixth tower? I don't actually remember. The sixth talisman. I always think of it as the stone tower. Anyway, so I'm going to alert every enemy in the level right off the start here. It's really useful that I get out my invisibilities back. I want to invis as late as possible here. Yeah, right here. And then I teleport up here. And up there. Nice. So that area is hairy. That area is rough. I'm glad I got past that. Gonna do the stump jump here, where I jump on the stump. Alright. And I've jumped on the stump, and I am past the area. Alright. A lot of enemies are just gonna see me and get very annoyed at me for a little bit here. Luckily, they never look up here for some reason, even though they can, blatantly see me running around. And also, I'm in shadow here, somehow. So I'm just waiting for this bridge to come down. It's easier to wait up there where it's out of the way of enemies. They can hit through these gates, and they will sometimes. So I'm just trying to get away from them as fast as possible. Oh, it didn't happen there, which is lucky, but if I body check those spikes, it makes me stumble backwards, and that usually delays me enough that enemies will see me and try to kill me. So I'm going to invis here, just to be safe from that guy. blink enough to force my invis to run out. And then ordinarily, you have to go into this tower and go up the center and do all this really complicated stuff that I don't really want to do. So if you just shadow create and jump over here, you skip a majority of the tower. And there's a light there, but above the light is shadow. There we go. Alright, that was pretty good. Stone tower. 6,000. What? I don't know what these levels are called. Alright, so this is a pseudo boss fight. There's that lady up there with the bow, and she is, if her aggro bar fills up all the way on you, she will hit you and kill you immediately. There's also lightning flashing throughout this section, and lightning counts as bright light. Ooh, just barely dodged there. Lightning drains your shadow energy, but luckily I got through there pretty fast. And then there's a little bit of lightning here, but it's not going to be an issue for the rest of this level. So I want enough for a jump here that makes her go away. And once again, I'm resetting checkpoint a ton for blink energy. Alright, so this friendly man right here, I'm going to go invisible for long enough that he does not hit me. That shadow create and jump right there is really precise, and it's really difficult to get. And so I'm back in the center. Reset again. I'm alerting these guys for about 20 seconds and then leaving. Invis once again. Throw him off where I am. Oh yeah, the bow lady is still up there tracking me, but I move fast enough and teleport fast enough that she can't actually get a lock on me. Okay, and now we're on to the final boss fight. So some stuff has happened. We've been betrayed, and now we have this boss fight, which is really cool. You have to look for audio cues. I alerted her. Your goal is to sneak up, quote unquote, on this boss while she's invisible and stab her. Then you gotta look for cues in the room. There we go. Right, there's 2 hits. The worst thing she can do is put down a trap, because if she puts down a trap, I get the hit on her, but she also kills me. Right, there's hit 3, so the boss is almost dead. I get up here, mash space, and time. That's pretty good. The 2756. Most of that time loss, honestly, was from the really horrendous Mausoleum of the Fallen, but that was pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So, GQ, if you like this, please consider accepting Aragami into the run. There's a donation incentive where I avoid killing that guard with the bow that I killed in like chapter 4 or something. So I don't do that. So consider accepting it, and I'll see y'all around.